of Republic TV. It's time for the debate.
The Debate at 10, presented by GeoMart, powered by Reva University and Greenply.
Ladies and gentlemen, the evidence in the Bengal cash scam is just never ending. The more you dig, the more the dirt comes out. Tonight, there is a mysterious black diary that may have been the scam ledger, and a school link that Republic TV probed by going to ground zero. Questions are now being raised that 21 crore rupees that was seized from a close associate of Partho Chatterjee. Not just that, a diary comes out, full details of that diary, and also this multi-crore school that was built in West Medinapur. We'll get you all the details. Here's a full report, and then we debate.
First, there were mountains of cash, envelopes with government insignia, and now there is a black diary.
During the course of the investigation by the ED, now a black diary is in the custody of the Enforcement Directorate, and the question arises, does this black diary hold all the answers as to the entire modus operandi of Partha Chatterjee along with Arpita Mukherjee as well? And other than that, what really had been going on with respect to the money laundering, the dubious financial transactions? Does the black diary also have the names of the agents who had been working with Partha Chatterjee in this entire matter and the kind of financial transactions that were done?
Now, in a mega investigation, Republic has accessed documents that mention BCM International School in Pingla, West Medinipur.
Behind me, there is a school called BCM International School. The abbreviation BCM stands for Babli Chatterjee Memorial International School. And who is Babli Chatterjee? Babli Chatterjee is or was Partho Chatterjee, West Bengal's ex-education minister's wife.
না একবার এসেছিলেন জানি হ্যাঁ পুলিশ ছিল যখন রাস্তা দিয়ে পাস করছিলাম হ্যাঁ এই ছিল রাস্তায় যেতে যেতে দেখলাম যে সব পুলিশ সব দাঁড়িয়ে আছে হ্যাঁ এবারে উদ্বোধনের এই ছিল বা সম্বোধনা কি একটা ব্যাপার ছিল এরকম হঠাৎই প্রোগ্রামের ব্যাপার ছিল অতটা ঠিক মনে নেই তো মাস 3-4 এরকম একটা হবে আর কি
সব থেকে ব্যাপার বড় যে এত বড় একটা স্কুল করেছে স্কুল পার্থ চট্টোপাধ্যায় করেছে তারই জানি না শুনেছি আর কি এত বড় একটা স্কুল হয়েছে ছেলেকে ভর্তি করেছি সারা বছরের ফিজও জমা দিয়ে দিয়েছি তারপরে যদি স্কুল বন্ধ হয়ে যায় খুব চিন্তার বিষয় আর কি ছেলে স্কুল কর্তৃপক্ষ কিছু বলছে না স্কুল কর্তৃপক্ষ বলছে স্কুল চলবে কোনো রকম কোনো সমস্যা নেই
First with the black diary, and now another link that has led them to also summons Manik Bhattacharya, the TMC MLA, and also the ex-president of the West Bengal Primary Education Board, who is now under the scanner, who had also been interrogated once by the CBI already with the SSC scandal that had come to light, and now the Enforcement Directorate summoning him in the matter of the money laundering case that is under the purview of the investigation of the Enforcement Directorate right now.
The Bengal cash scam is being the biggest political money laundering probe. But who all is hand in glove? Let's debate.
On the debate, Apratijita Sarangi, national spokesperson of the BJP, Pratim Ranjan Bose, Bikram Banerjee, Kapil Madan, Professor Munajit Mandal of the TMC, Anirban Banerjee and Sanjay Sarkar. Let me begin by asking this question straight away to Professor Mandal. Professor Mandal, tonight, unlike what has happened in the past few days, we are once again making an attempt to ask you this question, that on the one hand, you say that we will not tolerate any sort of corruption. With every passing day, information is tumbling out about the role of your former education minister. Tonight I'm making this humble request to you, Professor Mondal. Let's stick to the facts. You saw the investigation that has been done by us. We are bringing to you this link that has come up. A school that was built in West Medinapur. It turns out that the proceeds of crime was actually being diverted to build such assets, Professor Mondal. You have a former education minister. And let's not forget, let's once again remind our viewers that this is not just about the Enforcement Directorate or the CBI, as Professor Mondal would like to believe, but the Calcutta High Court had also spoken about the illegality, Professor Mondal.
Our stand is the same. We continue to believe in zero tolerance for corruption, however big the person is. And let me tell you this with full confidence in my command, the party is closely watching each and every facts which are stumbling out. Even we are deeply shocked and surprised to see like any others in this country. And party will certainly take a call in appropriate time. But what happens thereafter? I tell you one thing. Today only I came to know we instituted a case against Nitish Pramanik in 2013 and 2018 when he was in TMC. Cases of murder, sexual harassment, trafficking and what not. 2019 he went to BJP and said that Mera sab paap aaj dho gaya, and he became one of the closest aides of none other than the Home Minister of the country, becoming the deputy of the Home Minister. So you have to take this into account as well. We expelled this man in 2018. He became the asset of BJP. Shubhendu Adhikari, same thing applies to him.
Okay.
But these facts will certainly not deter us in taking action against any person, whosoever. This party was built with the toil and blood of none other than the legendary Mamata Banerjee.
Okay,
I do
Professor
not have
Mondal.
to introduce her as a politician. Now
Okay.
she is being ably assisted by the rising star of Indian politics, Abhishek Banerjee.
Okay, Professor
we depend on
Mondal,
these two.
we've got your point.
None else matters in the
Okay,
party.
I've given you uninterrupted time so that you can make your opening remark. Let me straight away take this question to Aparajita, and for once and for all, let's settle this, because I know through the course of the debate, this point is going to be once again reiterated again and again and again and again. So hence, this is a direct question to Aparajita. Aparajita, for once and for all, why don't you tell Professor Mondal and others who are again and again raising this point that what really happens to those against whom cases have been registered, and the moment they joined the Bharatiya Janata Party, the cases seem to have gone into a cold storage. That's the basic allegation that is leveled against you. I want a clear-cut response so that I can move on with the debate, because there is a larger issue I want to raise tonight.
At the outset, let me tell you that by shouting, Trinamool Congress cannot absolve itself of its responsibility. A big scam has been unearthed. More than 20 crore rupees have been found from the house of the associate.
Aparajita, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Aparajita Sarangi, I'm sorry to interrupt you. I will come to it. Aparajita Sarangi, I'm sorry to interrupt you. I will come to that. That's the core issue. But what really happens is that in the course of the this entire debate, because we've been having this debate every time we are trying to bring across facts, there is this attempt to derail by saying that, look here, what has the BJP really done? So I'll come to the core issue, but I want you to address this. The first basic point that the opposition is again and again raising about the Bharatiya Janata Party, that when you have leaders who are facing some serious charges, they join the BJP, the case goes into cold storage. What do you have to say with that? That's your opening remark, and so that I can move ahead.
Now, let me ask a small thing. Just let me put a very simple question. Can TMC absolve itself of its responsibility? This is a basic question. Two wrongs do not make a right. Are they looking within the cupboard? There are so many skeletons tumbling out of the cupboard. I don't think this is the time for the TMC to look at others and ask questions. You know, they don't have the right at this juncture to ask any kind of question from BJP or the Congress or any other party. They have to answer all the questions that the entire nation is putting before them. So let's make it very clear. They are in the dock. And a person who stands in the dock does not have the right to ask questions. You know, they have to answer questions.
You are wrong.
And TMC has to answer questions. One thing I would definitely like to mention
hold on,
here,
I'll come to you.
In November 2021, please hold on. You are in the dock, you are in the firing line, you don't have the right to ask questions. In November 2021, the contentious state recruitment came under the legal scanner after Calcutta High Court ordered a preliminary inquiry by CBI into the alleged irregularities. I am saying November 2021. What was the legendary leader Mamata Banerjee doing? Since November 2021 till date, there was deafening silence.
Can I take this forward? Both the
Why
politicians.
So? This is the question today.
Both the politicians have made their opening remarks. Trinamool Congress has made their opening remark, as well as the Bharatiya Janata Party. Let me take this to Anirban and Pratim Ranjan Bose. Anirban, I want to come to some facts of the matter. Because tonight, for the last few days, I've seen there is an increased interest that the people of West Bengal have. And we've got a massive response with every investigative report that we have put out. And you can go ahead and take a look at on our YouTube links also, where you would see the number of people who are really watching. Take a look at this. 273 people have been discharged from the teaching service. 23 lakh candidates appeared in the 2014 recruitment and were unfairly excluded. The list goes on. The candidates who took the SSC examination in 2016 not only suffered extreme mental agony, Anirban, they were not provided with a merit list disclosing their position of rankings for nearly 5 years, when the recruitment commission was forced to disclose it back in 2021. I've put out 3 important issues. And once again, before you derail it by saying that, look here, what is happening in the BJP, I'm simply asking you, please answer this question for those who have suffered. We are doing this because for people who have suffered, not because the politicians want us to, get onto this cat fight. Let's not do that. Let's talk about the people who have suffered. It is the people's money.
Yeah. Well, first of all, even though the spokesperson of the fascist party thinks that even the accused person doesn't have a right to speak, she is wrong. As long as we are governed by the constitution, every person has a right to speak.
Anirban, can I just make one small request? Can I just make that small request? Why don't you leave that job for Professor Mondal? Professor Mondal is the spokesperson of the TMC. He has the legitimate right to question. No, let the TMC and the BJP fight. Let the TMC and BJP fight.
Has a right.
No. Once again, I am asking you this question.
BJP is trying to curtail everyone's rights.
One second.
These are.
No, let Professor Mondal respond to that. Professor Mondal has come across as the spokesperson of Trinamool Congress. He will raise the political questions. He has full right to do it. I am asking you a different question here, Anirban. My dear friend Anirban, I am asking you, please understand the sensitivity of it. You know what? Anirban, just listen, hear me out. On the very first day, when we broke this story, Anirban, we had one person who had filed that petition. She almost broke down, Anirban. Why? Because she was deprived. What was her legitimate right? Hence, I'm asking you, Anirban, answer that question, and Pratim Ranjan Bose, you can respond to Anirban. Go ahead.
The straight answer is every person in the state of West Bengal and the Union of India has a right to express their grievance. If they are not happy with the steps of any government or any organization, they have every right to agitate. They have every right to approach the honorable courts. And the courts, the Honorable High Court, Calcutta High Court has ordered the investigation. The ruling dispensation in West Bengal has welcomed the investigation. They have always said, let the law proceed in its own way. But the moot point here that arises is, once the CBI, or in this case the ED, takes up an investigation, the investigation seems to never end. say for example Naroda scam or Sharoda scam, just two of the examples, they have been carrying on for 8 years and 10 years respectively. The prime accused of those scams are now tall leaders in the BJP. Himanta Biswa Sarma is the chief minister of Assam, and we are speaking about the agony of those who are alleging. If you really want to give them justice, the people who have approached the High Court, why not finish the entire investigation within a stipulated time frame? Just yesterday, the Honorable Chief Minister of West Bengal said that make it mandatory that within 3 months you will complete the investigation. I rather challenge the ED, complete it within 1 month.
Fair enough. You made that point. Time-bound investigation, right? That's your point. Time-bound. I want Pratim Ranjan Bose to also come in. You know, Pratim Ranjan Bose and Anirban, I want to ask this question. When the Chief Minister made this statement that a time-bound investigation should take place, I want to ask this question. Why was this not investigated back in May this year when the BAG committee in its report submitted alleged that an illegal supervisory committee was set up by then State Education Minister Partho Chatterjee? Why were you waiting for the Enforcement Directorate? You could have easily started it. The Calcutta High Court made it very clear.
You see, the unfortunate truth is West Bengal had lost its economic glory some 50 years ago. But it had some very, whatever you say, the politics of, to some extent, in a very realistic sense, there was some kind of values over here. Unfortunately, what I see now is a race to normalize things. And that is what I, as a common man who care for education, cannot accept. See, the case here, the education scam has been in the news, has been in the public domain for more than 5 years. If I am not wrong, it first came out in the media sometime in 2016 or 17. And a lot of things happened. We saw someone giving 17 appointments. I'm not sparing any party here. Someone gave 17 recruitments to his family members, and then we saw for last 1.5 years, when the election was on, I personally, when I was visiting places, and I came across at least twice, my car was stopped. These people were demonstrating on the road. And it has been happening. And then what happened in last couple of months? First, the High Court observed that jobs were stolen, this quote unquote. High Court observed. Second thing, a political nominee on the recruitment board has literally, he admitted literally and said that he had to deal with, he didn't spill entire beans, but he said he had to deal with recommendations, and as a political nominee, his hands were tied. And then we saw a minister losing jobs, a minister's daughter losing job, and the minister in today's paper or so, I saw the minister said he also recommended, but the recommendations were not accepted or whatever. And, I can give more examples, but here the question with regard to Partho Chatterjee's arrest is about, taking him to the court, proving things. But
Professor Mondal wants to.
The government should have reacted so many years ago.
Okay, Professor Mondal, why don't you respond? You wanted to respond. Now, Pratim Bose, a senior journalist, is saying that, look here, I'm not sparing any political party. He's travelled crisscross the state, witnessed such cases, people have complained. The point here is that why wait till the time the central agencies come in? You were aware of what was happening, Professor Mondal. You should have only begun your investigation.
All, state of education in Bengal, I'll tell you. There are 2 universities, including the one where I teach, is in the list of UGC as the topmost universities in the country. My university, number 1, Calcutta, number 8. What does it suggest? 2 Nobel laureates in the span of 20 years from Bengal. Now these, self-serving opportunists or individuals who call themselves journalists, if they want to self-shoot, I cannot help.
Professor
The
Mondal,
facts
my
are
request to
different.
you, Professor
This
Mondal,
state
you
is
are a
still
learned
one
I
of
think,
the
Professor
I
Mondal,
think
Professor
character
Mondal.
assassination started.
When
No,
it
one
comes
second,
to
Professor
serving
Mondal.
the people of the world
Professor Mondal,
in terms of education. Please, let me
you
finish
claim,
my
you
point,
claim,
sir.
you
I'm
claim
giving you
that.
the facts, the central government data.
No, but why would you?
Now come
Hey,
to
Professor
the ED.
Mondal, that's very unacceptable.
Again, data. Come to the ED.
No, Professor,
Record of the ED. Yes,
Professor,
I'm coming to
Professor
that.
Mondal, Professor
I'm
Mondal,
coming
it's
to
very
that. I'm coming
unacceptable
to
when
that.
you make such sweeping comments about a senior journalist.
What is unacceptable, sir?
Why would you make that kind of a comment about a senior journalist?
I have been
Being opportunistic.
No.
Now,
I'll tell
if
you.
Pratim Bose,
I'm
if
sorry
Pratim
for
Bose
that,
is
I'll tell you.
traveling across
As
Bengal, you are
much
calling him
as I've been
opportunistic.
debating with this person.
No, you like
I
no.
know.
Okay,
I'm not
Professor
saying this.
Mondal,
What I'm
Pratim Bose
saying-
would know it. I'm right now in Mumbai. I'm right
Can
now
I-
in
can I
Mumbai.
reply?
But no,
Can
one
I
second,
reply?
Professor. No, I will
I
not let
reply?
this happen
Let him-
because
let him-
the
let him
problem here,
first
the problem here,
withdraw his
Professor
comment
Mondal,
about
Professor Mondal,
about
please.
my
I
state.
think so. What you
He
are very
cannot-
used to it.
for the
You are very
last
used to the
2
pliant
years, he has
media.
been insulting
No,
my
one second.
state.
No, one
My
second. You are very
people.
Professor Mondal.
If he
You are
has been
used to the
insulting
pliant
my
media.
people
Pratim
for
Bose.
the last
Correct
2
me if
years.
I'm not wrong.
Can I
Correct
not
me if
put
I'm
out
not
the
wrong,
fact?
Pratim Bose. One of the Professor Mondal, I'm telling you the reason why you can actually get away by calling a senior
has been
journalist an
insulting the
opportunistic man.
people of
One
Bengal.
second, Professor
The
Mondal, that's
Bengal
not fair.
education
No,
system
one
has been
second,
insulting.
Professor Mondal.
That is all right.
No,
If
no one
I
is
call
insulted.
himself a
No one is
self-
insulted. We are asking
self-defining journalist, that is
legitimate
wrong.
questions.
Yes, he has been. Please rewind all his comments for the last 1.5 years. I've been debating with this person. For let him
I
call
am
either
talking
a
about
BJP supporter
Professor
Can I
Mondal
respond?
on my show.
Can I
problem at all.
respond?
No, one second.
Why is he masquerading as a journalist?
No, one second. Professor Mondal,
I have no problem.
Professor
He
Mondal,
calls
can I
himself
request you?
BJP supporter.
Can I, Professor
I don't
Mondal?
have any problem. He has got every right to criticize.
Okay, Professor Mondal, can I
But
just tell you one thing?
journalist,
Professor
you
Mondal,
will
I am talking
abuse
about
my
what's happening on my show.
education
No, one
system.
second. Professor
When the
Mondal, I am talking
facts
about what's
are
happening on
telling
my show.
differently.
Can I?
I
You are
cannot
a
take
learned.
his side
You're a
on, sir.
learned person, Professor Mondal. Please, you're a learned person. You're a learned person. Come on, I'm requesting you, please do not make that kind of comments, because see what is happening, Professor Mondal, I'll tell you what is happening in Kolkata. In Kolkata currently, I am told, Professor Mondal, you correct me, I'm wrong. You correct me if I'm wrong, Professor Mondal. I am in Mumbai, but I've studied in Kolkata. I know what's happening there. I am told that one of the largest publications there has carried a single column in one of the biggest scam that Bengal is facing. Correct me if I'm wrong, Bikram Banerjee and Pratim Bose, one of the largest publications have put out a single column.
Let me reply.
I'm not taking any names. Neither am I interested in taking any names. I will not take any names. But all that I'm saying, Professor Mondal, when you come on my show, when you come on Republic TV, I will not let this happen. You can't insult people like this. You stick to facts, no problem. Bikram, please tell me. Bikram, please tell Professor Mondal. Is it? Am I not to? Don't I, as a journalist, Professor Mondal, don't I, as a journalist, have the right to ask this question?
Can I respond to this? I think this is going on for an infinitum.
You are scared of 21st July.
Professor, excuse me, Professor. If you call names, call another person, then the same other person can call names also. So don't do that, and don't question my intelligence, and don't question my integrity. I can question yours too, and that will be not good.
Bikram, hold on. Pratim is making his point.
You make your points, fantastic. But don't never ever dare to as a character assassination.
But you cannot malign my state day in and day out.
If I didn't say anything against you,
Professor Mondal, you are not the sole proprietor. No, one second. Can I tell you, we are equally. No, 1 second, Professor Mondal. This entire ownership. I have a problem here. 1 second. All of you, hold on. Bikram, hold on. This entire ownership entitlement that you seem to be having right now, Professor Mondal, West Bengal is just not yours. People like us who have also been there, I have studied there, we equally, like every other proud Indian, we are also proud of the heritage, we are proud of the culture of that state. So please don't get into it that it is a sole proprietorship of the Trinamool Congress. West Bengal is not equal to Trinamool Congress.
I have given you statistics from the central government.
I have studied in that same university that you are talking about, Professor Mondal. Professor Mondal, I have come from the same university.
Proud of that as well.
Professor Mondal, before you make
Me
the...
too.
Now you say that you are
Shravan,
proud of
can
the
I-
education system in
Shravan,
Bengal.
Vikram, I
have
want
to say
Vikram to
you are
come in.
proud of the
This is the
ethos.
problem.
The ethos are
You make it look like that. No one can raise a question. What is happening? What is happening in the state of West Bengal? No one can ask this question to you.
This has become an organized crime. It is
Okay, Vikram, why don't you respond? Vikram, please tell me.
22
Vikram, please tell me.
crores have been
Okay, one
recovered.
second. Vikram, please tell me. Vikram
Yes,
and
in the state
Sanjay
of West Bengal,
Sarkar.
this has become an organized crime.
Okay, one second.
22
Vikram and
22
Sanjay
crores.
Sarkar.
22 crores have been recovered by Enforcement Directorate. 22 crores has been recovered by the Enforcement Directorate. Can anyone say that this amount can be counted by one person? Several persons required to count this figure. Trucks were required to remove this amount. So this is an organized crime committed in the West Bengal. Several persons are involved. Chief Minister of the West Bengal says there is always some favoritism in a selection process. That means she categorically knows that there has been favoritism in lieu of money.
Okay, you made a point.
The
Kapil Madan.
selection process, the appointments in the state of West Bengal have become a purchasable commodity. Purchasable
we are getting
commodity.
in some more breaking
Everyone
news right
has to
now.
purchase this 10
I am
lakh,
told
15 lakh, 25 lakhs.
Enforcement Directorate has sent out new summons. Now, gentlemen, Enforcement Kapil Madan, respond. Kapil Madan, you please tell me, Kapil Madan. I'm really hoping that I'll get a sensible response from you. That what happens to those who have lost out in this? We can continue with this political slugfest. Professor Mondal may just keep saying that ownership of the state, that maligning the state, no one is interested in maligning the state. We are proud Indians. We are people who have been from that state. We know the cultural heritage of a state like West Bengal. No one is going to dare, no one is going to malign the image of a state. But that does not take away the fact, Kapil Madan, that we have the right to ask a question that when 21 crore rupees is basically found from the close associate of Partho Chatterjee, and not just that, a recruitment list found from Partho Chatterjee's residence and admit cards of that recruitment found from Partho Chatterjee's residence, then I think so not just Bengalis, but the whole nation has the right to ask this question, Kapil Madan.
Now, Shravan, look at it. I look at it from this perspective. Now, there is a recovery of cash. The cash is huge. I mean, no one possibly on this earth can deny that there should not be any investigation. There should be an investigation and there should be a thorough investigation. But at the same time, we need to ensure that the criminal system does not degenerate into the weapon of harassment and is being used by the ruling government, more to gain their political mileage. How will you ensure that the public confidence is retained in the system, in the judicial system, is to ensure that you do the investigation in the shortest possible time, you file the criminal complaint charge sheet in the shortest possible time, make it as a watertight case, and take it to the logical conclusion after the conclusion of the trial. Now, the problem with this government is that they will create this hysteria in the media, and then they will, go and, keep this matter in a cold storage. They will require, when there is a political atmosphere that they want to create, and this would basically be a, political tool.
Okay,
rather
Aparajita.
than,
okay.
rather than it's as a mechanism to ensure that the justice is done.
Okay, this Aparajita, why don't you respond? Kapil Madan says that this is a never-ending process. This is a never-ending process. Aparajita, and then I'll come to Sanjay Sarkar.
I am amazed. Yes, I am amazed that till date, no departmental inquiry had been instituted. And all of us have been showing our concern for all the students, all the applicants who went through tremendous mental agony. Now, who is answerable for that? Point is, I refer to November 2021, the Calcutta High Court's order. Since 2021 till date, why was no departmental inquiry instituted? Why won't the CBI or the ED come into play? Now, the CBI had come because the Calcutta High Court had asked it to. Now, ED has to come if the state government does not act on its own. I fail to understand, with all due regard for Mamata Banerjee ji, she is the omniscient Chief Minister of West Bengal, when so many heads were rolling and so many skeletons were there in the cupboard and there was so much of agony everywhere, how come the Chief Minister of the state did not get to know about it? And why didn't she take no action?
But
and
Aparajita,
even now,
Aparajita, you are still not answering one
is
question.
around here and there, but he is actually not being
My
removed.
one question. Can you give me 2 minutes?
Yeah, I'll come to you. Don't worry. We have enough time, Sanjay Sarkar. I want to ask this question to Aparajita. Aparajita, you're still
I
not
think
answering.
the 30 minutes program.
No, 1 second.
let me
Sanjay
finish.
Sarkar, I have
Let
also
me
other people.
finish.
Okay. Aparajita, can I just get one quick answer from you, because
Let me
I will go
finish.
back. It'll become it's the same thing. Aparajita, the thing is that you are not answering one straight question. The question essentially being is that everyone is saying that look here, it comes to other BJP leaders, no action is taken. It's a never-ending process. What has happened to Sharoda? What has happened to Naroda? These are cases which no one seems to have an idea. I'm not saying that there is a clean chit that is given, Aparajita. I want you to set this record straight.
I tell you, the law will take its course. All the investigating agencies are working on everything. Whosoever is responsible will be booked. This is one thing. As far as Prime Minister Modi's government is concerned, there is zero tolerance to corruption, and that is why since 26th May 2014, the day he has assumed the charge of the Prime Ministership, hardly any scam has taken place in the country. Think of the time before 2014 May. What was the situation? A list of scams were there all through UPA 1, UPA 2 government. But thereafter, is there any huge scam for which this government is responsible? There is absolutely
Aparajita,
zero tolerance
let
to corruption.
Sanjay respond.
We are allowing the enforcement agencies, the investigating agencies.
Anirban, I'll come to you. You have spoken. Let Sanjay also respond.
Wait and watch.
Okay, Aparajita, you made.
Wait and watch.
Anirban, hold on. Let Sanjay respond. Sanjay has been waiting here patiently. My sincere apologies to you, Mr. Sarkar, for coming to you so late.
No,
but Aparajita has said.
I'm last bench student. There's no problem. I'm last bench student.
Last bench students
we trust the law.
last bench students can really throw a googly. So I'm expecting a googly. Come on.
Okay. We trust law, and anybody anybody is guilty, he should be punished and several. They might question the so many question is leakage in so many states. This period, this the fire and police Bihar government to 2021 is month of January, and 2021 is the November is the leakage teacher recruitment in leakage question is the Uttar Pradesh, and police recruitment is Haryana, and 2000 December, and 2021 December is the teacher recruitment leakage question is the Gujarat. Is there so many states is the question leakage, but no investigation is there also. And no investigation is there also. And Adani is the taken loan 29 lakh crore rupees. 29 lakh. He did not back 1 rupee. He did not back 1 rupee.
Aparajita and Sanjay. Let's have Aparajita and Sanjay. Aparajita and Sanjay.
He taken the loan. Adani's taken the loan. State Bank of a period of the 2020.
This scam has taken the nation by storm.
2014
and today, the entire TMC
please let me finish. Then
is agitated, is shouting, because the entire nation is
Aparajita, I'll come to you. I'll come to you and Anirban next. But Sanjay, make your point.
This is not the corruption. Narendra Modi is when was the chief minister is the Gujarat. He's given the land on the 75 paisa square meters. Then 2003, he was the bank.
We are talking about
is the
Sanjay.
the land is the 11
Sanjay,
cost.
State of West Bengal.
We are talking about the cash scam.
My question.
The cash scam. Anirban. Let me bring in Anirban also wants to make a point. Anirban, and then Aparajita, you can respond to both Sanjay as well as Anirban. Anirban, you make a point.
In fact, yeah, I was honestly listening to what Madam
Are you backbencher or are you frontbencher?
No, no, I'm in the middle. I'm right in the middle.
Professor Mondal would be in the front bench then.
Yeah, of course, he has been a brilliant academician.
Come on, let's.
Sorry. Yeah, so So I was earnestly listening to Madam Saragi. She said that post 2014, corruption has been not tolerated by the Modi government, and I completely agree with her. The likes of Himanto Biswa Sharma, the prime accused in Rose Valley scam, the BJP has not inducted him in the BJP. He has not been made the Chief Minister of Assam. Mr. Shubhendu Adhikari, whose video of receiving some money was exhibited by the BJP itself, not any other party. He has not been made the leader of opposition in West Bengal by the BJP. They have absolutely not tolerated any scam altogether. And regarding the Enforcement Directorate, the so very efficient organization, I'll tell you just one single data. Since 2014, the Enforcement Directorate has conducted more than roughly 1,000 raids, 1,000. And they have secured the number of convictions they have secured. Now hold your breath, it is a very big number. It is 9 out of 1,000. That is less than 0.5% conviction rate. So the brilliance with which the ED has been acting against under the Modi government, we are also happy. We are also very happy that whatever the ED does is absolutely
But Anirban, only one small mistake that you are making by posing this question to Aparajita. Aparajita is not the spokesperson of the Enforcement Directorate or for that matter the Central Bureau of Investigation. Conviction rate is the responsibility. This question should be directed perhaps to the higher officials of the directors of the Enforcement Directorate and CBI.
Exactly.
Having said that, let Aparajita, if you want to, Aparajita, if you still want to, you can go ahead and respond, Aparajita, on the Enforcement Directorate's conviction rate.
Yes, of course. Yes, of course. TMC currently stands for too much corruption, right? Now full of sound and fury signifying nothing. Either they are speechless or they shout a lot. They are agitated because the entire nation is showing the mirror to them. They know where they stand.
On a lighter,
right?
On a lighter note, Aparajita, I have been doing this debate for the last 3 days. Finally, I'm seeing Professor Mondal is smiling.
They should have nailed Partho Chatterjee much earlier. They did not do that.
Can I come in? I'll
and now they are in a spot.
The question.
Now this
Professor Mondal, I'm delighted.
The entire nation by a storm.
But Aparajita,
I'm talking of scam of this nature.
Aparajita, what is happening is Professor Mondal has finally smiled. Professor Mondal, today we have made some progression. First day, you got very agitated. You got angry at me because I was asking the question. Today you are smiling.
Yes.
Okay, but today you are smiling. Are you telling me? Are you giving me the breaking news that you are going to take some action against Partho? Is that the breaking news you are giving me?
No.
Yes.
You know, for my good friend, whom I tremendously respect, because of her, erudition. For her, law will take its own course. For us, law can't take own course. God to see great hope. After all, Caesar is an honorable man. We can't do anything. That's law for you. You scuttle us inside the parliament. You suspend us inside the parliament. At times, not today. I thank you, Sound, for that. You don't allow us to speak inside the studio. On the streets, you threaten to arrest us. That's what democracy is all about in this country. I tell you one thing. None will be spared.
Even there is a parliamentary. Naturally, you will not be
I don't know what to say, Professor Mondal. I don't have any.
There is terrible stains within Denmark. Look within. You have a government with a family of convicts. Look within.
Okay.
There's terrible stains.
Professor Mondal. On that note, Aparajita,
please be in West Bengal and correct yourself.
Okay. I'm running short of time, but Professor Mondal, I'll end this by saying that you are being very unfair to me. You're being very unfair. For the last 3 days when I'm doing this debate, I've given you enough opportunity. I give you opening remarks.
And in broad daylight, you murdered police officer.
No, 1 second. But you're not answering my question, Professor Mondal. I gave you enough time today. But you are still saying that I'm not allowing you to speak on the show. But Professor Mondal, I'm really hoping that you will come on my show and then give me the breaking news that Partho Chatterjee has been removed.
I did not say this today.
I'm hoping we'll have one more debate where you come on my debate and say that Partho Chatterjee has been removed because the nation really wants some sort of action.
I said it in the beginning. The party is zero tolerant to corruption. That's it.
Okay. On that note,
wait for the news if you want to get it.
Okay. Thank you very much, Professor Mondal. Aparajita, Pratim Ranjan Bose, Bikram Banerjee, Kapil, Anirban and Sanjay Sarkar. Thank you very much for that big debate. Moving on, ladies and gentlemen, there are mystics and there is denial. And sometimes it's a case of downright stubbornness. The opposition's presidential candidate made big claims about being targeted